Hello and welcome, my friends. We are here to have sort of like a little midday yoga break, right? So this is going to be a practice just to get everything moving, everything flowing. If you're finding yourself stuck in a particular energy or a particular pattern in your day, this would be a really great practice to just sort of reset, reconnect to yourself, and just continue on and get some shit done. All right. Let's come find a comfortable position on the mat. Oh, and if this is your first time or your 1000th time coming to the mat, really take a moment to settle in here. So you might want to sit on a prop to lift the hips above the knees. You might want to try sitting in a different position, or even if you're coming into cross-legged, this sort of Sukhasana pose, put the opposite leg in front here. We want to kind of shake it up a little bit here. We want to think a little differently. We want to practice a little differently here. And then once you've found that seated position on the earth, on a chair, even laying down, it's all about you, boo. You do you. Just really begin to connect to the earth beneath you. So if you're trying something new or different, it's not different for me, but it's not my normal. What is connecting to the earth here is going to feel different than it normally does. So take the time to just consciously be aware of the parts of your body that are connecting to the earth, right? We're rooting down, we're grounding down into this practice at the very beginning. And then from here, make sure that your head is over your heart is over your center. So really making sure there's that nice line of energy. That nose isn't trying to reach ahead. And then inhale, lifting and extending through the crown of the head. And then exhale to soften the shoulders down the back body. Hands can come to rest on the knees, the thighs, whatever's comfortable for you. Palms up, palms down. Just take this moment to fully embrace this practice that you're coming to. And then bring the awareness to the breath in through the nose and out through the nose. When you're ready, you can allow those eyelids to soften or close. And just ask yourself, what's brought you here to this moment? What's brought you to this video? What's brought you to the mat? Commend you for making this space and this time to honor yourself and your journey. That is the hardest part of the work, is just starting it. And you've already done it. Kudos, my friends. All right, begin to elongate those inhales through the nose and the exhales back out the nose. Committing to yourself in this practice that, excuse me, you're going to listen to your body. If there's any pinching and numbness or tingling, that is your body kindly asking you to do something differently. So we're going to take this time to really connect to the body, to dive inward, to do the work here. And the perfect tool to do that is the Ujjayi breath. So beginning to restrict the back of the throat to create a hissing sound on both the inhale and the exhale. And if you've never done this before, then just begin to play with it. Be inquisitive, without judgment. It's a similar sensation as if you were trying to snore with your mouth shut, or fog up a mirror with your breath with the mouth shut. Keeping that length and extension through the crown of the head. A few more breaths here. Perhaps seeing if you can make that hissing sound a little bit louder or a little bit softer. If you find that you're getting dizzy, definitely go a little softer. You don't want anyone to pass out in their practice of reconnecting to the self. That would be a real bummer. And one more big breath here. Return to a normal state of breathing. Bring a hand to the heart, a hand to the belly. And allow yourself to just check in. What has shifted in you in a few moments of breath work and grounding, of listening to your body, of being present and using the pranayama or the breath work? What is it that's already changing in you? I'm all about celebrating those small shifts, the beauty of moment to moment, of what can change. Inhale, allow those eyelids to flutter back open and then roll forward onto hands and knees. So this can be a really nice place to place a blanket under the knees for some extra padding. Like pro tip, I actually have two yoga mats here. This one's actually more of like, I think a Pilates mat. It's a bit thicker, but because I practice on a hard floor, that's what preserves my comfort, my integrity, and my practice. So taking the time to set up to be successful here. And then you can either go to palms open, really pressing into the palm, or you could make fists and stack them under shoulders. And then tuck that belly button up and in here. Nice flat back from the tip of the tailbone. And then imagine you're extending that flat back all the way out through the crown of the head. So gaze right on the earth beneath you. And then inhale, bump the hips to the left, look over the left shoulder at the hips. Bump the hips to the right, look over the right shoulder at the hips. And it's going to be like a pendulum swinging of inhale to one side, exhale to the other. Nice and slow. And you can always layer on that Ujjayi breath. Inhale to return to center, the nice flat back. And we're going to inhale, lift the left hand up to the sky. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale to lift the right hand to the sky. Exhale to bring it down. We're gonna go side to side here. Warming up the spine here with a twist. And so I often start my classes from a seated position, and what I'm just doing here is offering you some other variations for those spinal movements that I start my classes with. Even if you did nothing else but the movements of the spine, the 6 movements, 6 rotations of the spine every day, and you to live a very happy, more comfortable in your body existence. Beautiful. And then from here, inhale, drop the belly, tilt the pelvis, open the heart, lift the gaze. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin into chest. Continuing with these with your own timing, letting your breath guide you. And whether you've done these 1,000 times before, or today's the first time you've ever done this, really feel the feels in your body. What is going on? What are the feelings? What's new? What's different? What needs a little bit of loving compassion and awareness? Beautiful. Bring that spine back to center. Walk the hands up towards the front edge of your mat here. And at this point, because we're not stacking right under the shoulder, I would recommend like No more fists, palms open here. And then begin to just make some gentle hip circles here. Oh, remembering that now is the time to let any sighs, moans, groans out. Let there be a little bit of movement if that feels nourishing to you. And then on the next exhale, reverse, go in the opposite direction here. Oh. Let the circles get smaller and smaller. Bring those hips back over the knees, and then exhale. Melt the forehead down towards the earth, opening up those shoulders. Ooh. Big deep breaths here. If that forehead doesn't come all the way to the earth, no big deal. Grab a block, a pillow, whatever you have around you. I've definitely used a tissue box before in a pinch, so that the forehead has something, anything to connect to. The practice of yoga itself means the union, the yoking, or the connecting of mind, body, and breath. So everything we do needs to be grounded in that connecting gesture. Connecting to the earth with this grounding energy that helps to bring the mind, body, and breath into alignment, so that you can have a shifting of energy to continue on your day. Inhale, slide the hands back under the shoulders, returning to that tabletop pose here. So tucking that belly button up and in, taking a moment to come back into that integrity and alignment, knowing that you can always do that at any point in your life. Each breath is an opportunity to reset. And then inhale, lift the left hand towards the sky. Exhale, thread the needle, dive that left arm under the right. Bring the left shoulder all the way down to the earth, side of the head to the earth. And then choosing, you can keep that left hand where it is. You could extend it straight out in front of you, or you could lift it up towards the sky if you want to build a little bit more heat in this practice. Breathing deep here. Exhale, that hand is lifted, float it down. And then inhale, everyone pressing back up to that tabletop pose. Breathing deep here. Inhale to lift the right hand up to the sky. Exhale, same thing, other side. Thread that right arm onto the left, bringing that right shoulder to the earth, right side of the head to the earth. Hand can stay where it is, or extend it forward, or lift to the sky. It's really about just checking in with the self, seeing where you're at in this moment. What is it that you can authentically offer in this moment with joy in your heart? Something that's not going to hurt, but maybe pushes you to grow and move and change. One more big breath in through the nose here. Exhale to bring that hand back down to the earth. And then everyone returning back up to that nice flat back. Now extending the left leg straight out, back and behind here. Now option to stay here, right? Because you're going to build a little heat here. You're going to connect to your core. Or option to also extend that right arm in front of you. Again, it's about you choosing the level of heat, because the nice thing about heat is it can soften hard edges. It can burn away what's no longer serving you. So in these practices of wanting to sort of shift, reset, maybe do things a little differently, it can be helpful to build a little bit of heat. Gaze straight on the earth in front of you, keeping that neck in alignment. And then if that Hand is lifted, float it back down to tabletop, curl the toes under, bringing them down to the mat, and then rock back and forth, stretching that leg out. That's the stuff right there. Yeah. All right, inhale, bring that left leg back. And then inhale, right leg straight out back and behind. So it's important to keep that foot nice and active, like it's being pressed against a wall. And then keeping those hips squared to the earth. So if it feels like the right hip is higher up than the left, square those hips, bring that right hip back down, really focusing on keeping your center here. So if you have your leg up here and you find like the hips are going off to one direction, it would be better to lower that leg, right? This is gentle yoga. We're not trying to prove anything here. We're just, the most important thing is to connect to the self, right? This is a judgment-free zone. And then inhale to lift that left arm in front of you if you wish. If you've got something to burn up, something you're ready to get rid of, now's the time to do that work. Then a little bit of heat will aid you in that journey. Exhale, lower the left hand down, curl those right toes under and rock back and forth to stretch that leg out. Beautiful. Inhale, lift that right leg up one more time and then bend that knee. Step the foot all the way up and through in between those hands. All right. Curl the back toes under, step the back foot up to meet the front foot. And this may be done with many small steps. This could be done in one big step. It's to be done in a way that feels in honor of where you're at in this moment, right? A little easy breezy, little heat, whatever it is, then coming forward into a forward fold. Hands to the earth. You can bend those knees as much as you need to bring the hands to the earth if you want, or hands can grab opposite elbows and feel that opening in the back of the legs here. Rocking side to side, left, right. Oh, feel that stretch. Paying a special attention what happens in the body when you do this. Oh, and then if those hands are clasping the opposite elbows, let go of them. Inhale, begin to slowly roll up. You can bend the knees a little bit. Imagining one vertebrae at a time, stacking on another, coming to upright, having the head be the last thing that comes all the way up. And we're gonna run through a very gentle modified sun salutation. So starting in mountain pose here, just feeling out the floorboards and trying to figure out like where I can have both of my feet be flat. Okay, perfect. So feet hip width distance apart, right from your hip bones straight down. So we're stacking bone on bone so your muscles don't have to work as hard here. Tilt the pelvis slightly forward, which will then help you lift and lengthen all the way up through the crown of the head, feeling the abdomen engaged. Exhale, soften the shoulders down the back body. Palms and fingertips radiating out side to side. Gaze straight ahead, feeling strong, sturdy, ready for whatever is coming towards you because you are unmovable. You've got this. Whatever it is, you got it. Take a big deep breath in through the nose, out through the nose. Inhale, lift and rise those arms up and overhead. Exhale to dive all the way down to the earth. Inhale, hands to knees, halfway lift, nice flat back here. Exhale, back down to the toe. And then inhale, bend those knees, lift and rise high till the palms touch overhead. The gaze follows, gentle back bend. And exhale to slide the hands down to heart center. Taking a deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Beautiful. Inhale, lift the hands to the sky. Gentle back bend. Exhale to dive all the way down to the toes. Knees can bend if they need to. Inhale, hands to knees, nice flat back. Shoulders can slide closer together in the back body. Exhale, back down to the toes. Inhale, bend those knees, lift and rise. Oh, palms touching, find that back bend and exhale. Slide. I feel like there's one more. Maybe not. Okay. Slide the hands down to heart center. Ooh, excuse me. Whew. All right. Big deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Beautiful. One more time. Inhale to lift and rise. Exhale to dive. Hinging at the hips as you come forward here. Inhale, hands to knees, nice flat back. Exhale, back down to the toes. Inhale, bend those knees, lift and rise. The palms touch overhead, finding that back bend. And exhale to slide it down to heart center. Pause here for a big breath in through the nose. And out through the nose. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Take a hand to the belly, a hand to the heart. And use this as an opportunity to check in again. What is shifting in you? What is moving? Whatever it is, celebrate it. Taking this time, you're doing the work. Own it. Take that energy and tap into it so that you can use it for the rest of your day. Take another big deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth this time. Lovely. Allow those eyelids to flutter back open. Hands come to the hips and take a step so that the feet are now under the shoulders. Okay? And we're just going to do more of those hip circles like we did before, but we want like bigger. Like, they don't have to be as big as mine, right? I like to imagine like I'm hula hooping sometimes. Like it's sort of like one of those like, ooh, ooh. I actually have a client that I work with that regularly. He always makes that ooh, ooh sound, and I love it. So I have to credit that noise to him. All right, and then reverse going in the opposite direction. Yes. Oh, that's the stuff, my loves. And then letting those circles get smaller and smaller and smaller, coming back to center here with the hips. And then let the arms go like loosey-goosey, limp noodle style. And then gently begin to twist side to side here. And start to go a little bit faster here until the arms are really like thudding. And you can bend the opposite knee. So like when I'm turning to the left, I bend my right knee and it lets me go even farther into it until the hands are coming up all the way up over the shoulders, thudding onto the back. And then you can start to slow down a little bit, let them move down closer to the shoulders. So really controlling the amount of twist and turn. And then begin to go even a little bit slower. And slower, coming back to center. Feeling something like awaken in you a little bit, perhaps. Bringing the feet back to hip width distance apart. Coming into a few balance poses. We're going to start super simple with crane pose. which is a flowing pose. So coming back into that like mountain pose gesture, right? Strong and connected through the feet, and then shift your weight into the right foot so that all of that same energy is falling into that one foot. So you're still in mountain pose, but on just that foot, the weight is evenly distributed between all four corners of the foot. So I mean like left and right, front and back, and really pressing into it. So if you don't really press into that foot, what will happen is the hips will go out to the side. So we want to press into it to keep that nice open line of energy, like you're still in that mountain pose. And then inhale, lift the opposite knee, arms go out side to side. Exhale to float it down. Now, same thing, other side. Inhale to lift. Exhale to float. Inhale to lift. Exhale to float. So side to side here. And be paying attention. What are the differences between the two sides? Is there one side that's easier? Is there one side that feels more natural? Is there one side where you feel more graceful, more tapped into that authentic self? Feels more like an expression of who you are? That can often be linked to whether you're dominant on the left or right side of the brain. So it could just be helpful. All of these things on the yoga mat matter. They're applicable to everything that we do in life. One more time on each side. Beautiful. Putting all of that weight into the right foot now. Beginning to come up onto the tippy toes of the left. And really feeling those shoulders soften. Feel that connection to the abdomen. Feel that lift and extension through the crown of the head. Once you've established all of that on an exhale, pivot that left leg out to the side and then bring it either to the ankle, the calf, or you can assist it and bring it all the way up into the inner thigh. And then bring the hands to heart center. And always, always, always using props if you need them. You could have a chair in front of you. You could be next to a wall. You could even be doing this with a person. Like my kids often ask to do this pose with me, right? So they're on the other side of me and they're like holding my hand and I'm stabilizing them, right? That's the beautiful part of friendships, partnerships, is that there's one of us that's always going to be stronger. We can lend that loving support to each other. Whoop, whoop. Oh, to weeble and wobble is part of the practice, my friends. Taking a big deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose, and exhale to come back down. All right, coming into the other foot now, finding that same intention, that same mountain pose on this side of the body. Feel the abdomen engaged to keep you sturdy and balanced here. Those muscles out there, the connection between the top of the body, the bottom of the body, right? Stabilizing when you activate that core. And finding a focal point on the wall to stare at, something that's not going to move, even if I am, or gaze softly on the earth in front of you. And then bringing that other leg out to the side, choosing how you'd like to embody this pose on the side of the body. Hands can always come to the heart, but they could really be anywhere, right? There's no wrong expression of this pose. It's about what is going to bring you joy, what's going to make your heart sing in this moment so that you can carry that joy with you off of the mat. Big deep breaths, really pressing into that foot, keeping the shoulders softened wherever the hands are. And then exhale to melt it down to the ground. One more time, hand to the heart, hand to the belly, soften the eyes. Balancing poses can be a powerful gesture to bring your mind, body, and breath into alignment, into balance. So what is coming up for you now? And then celebrate that. Give yourself a pat on the back. Inhale to allow those eyelids to flutter back open. Open up the arms side to side. Nice big breath in. And then exhale to give yourself a super duper giant big hug. One arm on top of the other. Fingertips gonna be crawling towards each other on the back body, and squeeze and hold for 3 big long breaths. The longer you hug matters. It actually releases, I believe it's serotonin, dopamine. I believe it's one of those two. But essentially happy drugs in the brain, right? And so even whether you're hugging somebody else or you're hugging yourself, ooh, I feel like I just hit that spot. Yeah, right? Can you be so in tune with yourself that you can feel these minute changes happening in the body? Inhale, open up side to side. Exhale, other arm on top this time. Nice big hug. Squeeze and squeeze. One more big breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Inhale to bring the palms to center now. Inhale to lift up towards the sky, and exhale, bend at the elbows and bring the hands to the back of the heart. That's what the space is called here. Breathing deep, feeling those feet pressing into the earth and supporting you. Oh, staying present in your practice, present in this moment. Inhale, lift those hands up towards the sky, and exhale to dive all the way down towards the toes. Oh, feel that energy change direction in the body. Once again, walk the hands side to side here. Shake the head side to side in like a no gesture, but unhinge the jaw. Make the face really soft. And just go side to side a little bit. And up and down in that yes gesture. On an exhale, firmly plant those feet down to the mat, bending the knees. Take a step back with the right foot. Drop that knee down to the earth. Take a step back with the left foot. Drop that knee down to the earth. Knees together, toes together, and melt down into a child's pose or an extended child's pose by bringing the knees to be the width edges of the mat. Forehead comes to rest on the earth or a prop here. And take a moment just to go inward for a few quiet breaths here. Inhale to slowly roll on up here, and then come on to the sides of the hips. Feet come in front of you. Bring your tush to the middle of the mat, and then slowly come to lay down on the earth. Oh yeah, that's the stuff right there. All right, inhale. Bring your right knee and cross it over the left thigh here. So coming into a figure 4 shape. And then checking in, like, is this a really deep stretch for you? Because it very well could be. I know a lot of people who it is for. So if it is, this is option A. Option B would be to lift that left foot up off the floor, making the calf and shin to be parallel with the earth, foot nice and active like it's pressed against the wall. And then option C, if you'd like to go a little bit further, interlace those fingers. Ooh, yeah. And then bring them behind that left thigh, pulling that leg towards you, but not like a lot, right? It's gentle. We want to be gentle here. Eyes can soften or close, and breathe deep for 4 breaths here. Softening those shoulders down towards the earth, unfurling the brow line, unclenching the jaw, and allowing the tongue to come and rest in the bottom of the mouth. Inhale, take a nice big deep breath into the nose. And exhale, releasing that leg, dropping the foot back down to the earth, unraveling, unwinding here. Pausing for a moment, and then coming to the other side. Same thing. Now, just because you did something on one side doesn't necessarily mean that's what's going to be right for you on this other side of the body. So take the time to check in, right? Often when we feel misaligned or just like a little off, it's just a matter of checking in with the self, taking that moment of pause. So commit to that here, and then deciding how far you'd like to come into this pose, knowing that you can come into something and be like, oh, wait, that doesn't feel right. And take it a step back. You always have that option. Always feel empowered to do that for yourself in any situation, but absolutely in any of my classes, and hopefully any yoga class, like in general. Maybe not Bikram. They don't dig that in Bikram yoga or hot yoga. All right. Settling in here for 4 breaths. Taking one more big deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. And then lower that foot back down to the earth. Unravel those legs, and then bring the soles of the feet to touch here so that the legs go side to side. Nice big hip opener here. Now, where the feet are will depend on how deep this stretch is, right? Like this is kind of my sweet spot. When I go closer to that pelvis, it deepens the stretch. So you can slide those legs as you need to. Hands come to rest on the inside of the inner thighs. Breathing deep here. So hands on the inner thighs will deepen that stretch. If you'd prefer to, you could bring a hand to the heart and a hand to the belly. Pausing for 4 more breaths here. Inhale to bring those knees back up to center, and then hug the knees in towards the chest. However far they want to go. Gently rock side to side. Oh, give yourself a little massage on the low back here. Tending to and loving on this body. There's so many beautiful things for you in this lifetime. Mm. Beautiful. Bring the hands to the knees and make some knee circles here. So you can move them in the same direction at one time, or you can go sort of opposite directions like I am. I prefer that myself. And then reverse, go in the opposite direction. And then extend the right leg straight out, keeping that foot nice and active. Bring the left foot down to the earth and just press into the sole of that foot and bring the hips a few inches to the left. And then twist, bringing that left knee all the way to the other side of the body, keeping both shoulders firmly rooted to the earth here. So if you're twisting and that shoulder starts to come up, it's just an invitation to come out of that twist a little bit. And then open up the arms side to side at shoulder height, or bending at the elbows to come into cactus arms. Big breath in and exhale to turn and look in the opposite direction that knee is going. And keeping that right foot nice and active. Use this twist to release anything that was holding you back before you turned this video on today. Could have been an idea, an experience, a person, a piece of clothing, a food you ate. I don't even know what it could be. It could be anything. Whatever it is, now is the time, my love, to let it go. Inhale to come back up to center. Press into the sole of that left foot again to recenter the hips and then switch sides. Oh, bend that right knee, extend that left foot, keeping it nice and active. Press into the right foot to shift the hips a few inches to the right. And then bring that knee over the midline to the other side, keeping the shoulders firmly rooted. Choosing if you'd like those arms extended straight outside the side or coming into cactus arms. And then last but not least, on an exhale, turning the gaze to looking over the right shoulder. Breathing deep here. Inhale to bring that knee back to center, gaze back to center. Press into that ball of foot to recenter the hips. Now bending the left knee, walk the feet to be the width edges of the mat. You can keep those arms where they are. And then windshield wiper the legs side to side here. Oh, it's a little bonus booty massage when you do this. And then when you're ready, moving towards your Shavasana. So any last movements that would feel ooey to you, whether be a yawn and a stretch, or be it to place a blanket underneath you or on top of you, or if you want to scooch up so you're actually on your mat all the way. Oh, whatever it is, tweaking clothes, getting cozy, acknowledging that the more comfortable you are, the more relaxed you are, the farther you can surrender into this final resting pose, Shavasana. Take a big deep breath in through the nose, sigh out the mouth, and let that sigh carry you into your Shavasana. Mm. Taking a deep breath into the nose and out through the nose, and rolling onto one side in the fetal position, taking advantage of these last sweet and savory moments of integration, celebrating the practice that you've engaged here today. And then when you're ready, pressing into the palms to gently make your way to a comfortable seated position of your choosing. Place one hand over the heart and then another, closing your practice with 3 ohms today. Take a big deep breath into the nose. Om. 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 My wish for you on this day and every single day that follows is peace of body, peace of heart, and peace of mind. Namaste, my loves. Thank you so much for joining today. I hope you found this to be exactly what you needed in this moment, and I will see you next time. Bye.